Buenas chichateros, ¿cómo estáis? A ver, vamos para allá, vamos para allá. Buenas tardes chichateros y chichateras, ¿cómo estáis hoy, este martes? Lindo martes que es. ¿Qué tal todo? Espero que estéis bien y estéis disfrutando, aunque no sea un día soleado, pero un día lindo. Bueno, hoy vamos a hablar con Nabsora. Wait, espera. Vamos a hablar con Nabsora. Vamos a hablar en inglés. Empezar en español. I'm so sorry. So, chichateros and chichateras, how are you today? So I started talking in Spanish, but the interview is actually in English. Today we're going to be interviewing Nabsora, who is a self-emerging conscious lyricist in the hip-hop scene in the UK. He's from Colombia, and he's motivated by lyrical content like from the likes of Eminem and Kendrick Lamar. So, are you guys ready to come and meet him? Let's do it, because last week we had an issue with the connection and we couldn't do the interview, but today is the day. Today we're gonna do it, all right? So, let's invite Nabsora. Vamos ahí. ¡Yay!
Hola. Mira, hay un problema, no te puedo escuchar. ¿Me puedes escuchar?
Sí.
No te puedo escuchar.
¿En serio o no? ¿En serio?
No te puedo escuchar para nada.
Wait.
Mira, y la probamos, tengo el volumen a full.
What?
Todo.
Hold on, no way.
No sé por qué, no te oigo. Ponte los audífonos a ver.
A ver. Vamos ahí.
Todavía no.
¿Me escuchas ahora? ¿Ahora?
Espera. No te oigo.
¿No me escuchas?
No te puedo escuchar para
Yo te
nada.
escucho. Ok, vale. Déjame, voy a cortar y...
Ok. Ok, pero un momento. No sé qué pasa, no sé.
Ok, yo te escucho bien, pero no sé si a lo
Tú me
mejor
puedes escuchar a mí, ¿o no?
el resto me escucha, no sé, es que somos nosotros. Bueno, voy a cancelar la llamada y vuelvo
No
otra
puedo,
vez.
no sé qué estás diciendo.
I'm gonna cancel.
Ok, ok.
Oh my god. All right, chichateros y chichateras, how are you today? So, before I started the interview in Spanish, but the interview is actually going to be in English. But we had an issue with the sound because Nabsora cannot hear me. I don't know if you can hear me now. Can you hear me? Nabsora, can you hear me? Vamos a ver. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Vamos a ver. So, he just sent me a request, so let's... Unable to join. Okay. So, Nabsora, you sent me a request, but it's telling me that you're unable to join. I'm just gonna wait here. I'll wait for you to send another one, and no worries, no issues. So, guys, how are you today? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I was saying in the previous video in Spanish that even though it's not a sunny day, it's a nice, cool and chill day. So today we're gonna be talking to Nabsora, who's a self-emerging conscious lyricist in the hip-hop scene in the UK. So, okay, he sent me a request. Let's see. Vamos. Vamos a ver. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
I thought you were
Yeah.
joking.
No, fully.
I thought you were like, okay.
I
We
was
had
like,
to
nah,
joke on
nah.
it, so now let's joke with the sound.
I was like, we're cursed. We're seriously cursed.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm turning the volume down up now, but everything's
Okay,
you can hear me. Everything's fine.
everything's cool.
Amazing.
Everything's cool.
Amazing.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Yes, I'm good. At home, working with my family, so you might hear a little one running around every now and
So
then.
that's how it is. No problem. No problem. So what do you think? Do you think we should start? Go straight
Yeah,
into the
sure.
amazing, amazing. So guys, chichateros and chichateras, please put your hands together for Nabsora on the
What's up? How is everybody? Hello.
So please tell us, who is Nabsora?
So Nabsora is a conscious hip hop South American Colombian artist living in the UK. Sound engineer for many years is my passion. Music is just I don't know, I can't describe it. It's like my own personal drug. I've been doing this for a while. I
Right.
love it. I don't do it for anything else rather than the fact that it's just what I love doing. I'm a producer. My hobbies, I love DJing, parties. What's up to my boy? Just joined as well. Um, but yeah, that's me. That's Nabzora, man. I made beats and stuff.
Amazing. So tell us how everything began with Nabsora. How, were you always in the music industry, music scene when you were younger? How did it all begin?
So my first kind of like um, run with music was when I was in West London. I was in year 9, and my music teacher said, "Hey, do you want to do this program where you just basically go into this studio and you learn about music?" That's when I went there, and it was the Isaac Newton Center in Latimer Road, and they had some computers there. That's where I first got my introduction into ADAW. And then I just started learning how to record, what is recording, what the process is like. Prior to that actual thing, I've always been into music since I was just before in Colombia. Like I love listening to rappers.
Right.
I used to love listening to like Biko C, Don Chesina. I used to listen to all these guys who used to do underground, like hip hop basically in Latin America. And it was so intriguing to me how these people just, you know, they emerge words and beats and they could tell stories and at the same time have melodies. And I was just like, oh my God, what's going on? And then I was just stuck to it. When I came here at the age of, I came to the UK when I was 10 years old because I used to live in Colombia.
Yeah.
My mother moved here and then I came and then I just kept writing the lyrics. I kept writing to songs, but it was, just something I did, something that I like doing. And
Yeah.
eventually I got to the Isaac Newton Center when I was about 13. And then my first chance to be in a studio and then boom, it just blew up from there. From there, I was like, yep, this is what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life.
Wow. But so you started doing, you were rapping, or just going straight to producing, or how did you start?
So I
What
started,
studio?
the first thing I did before anything else going to the studio was writing. Hey, Jelly. I was writing to grime beats because that was the thing here. Grime beats was just the vibe. And then from there, I love doing Latin music as well.
Yeah.
Latin music has always been I love making dance music even from when I was little.
Okay.
And then, yeah, secondary school was kind of the thing that opened it up. But the thing that made me go, right, I'm going to start doing this for real was when I went to college when I was 16. And I went to Kingston College to do music technology. And that's when I just started doing my thing. Started producing, started engineering, learning about it anyway. And I started doing little shows. My first show was at SE1 when I was 14 years old, when I met one of my mates that's logged in now, Marcus Jarman. I was 14. I opened up for Princess Naya.
Oh,
And I was 14 years old, and that was just fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. So I mean, obviously, what genre?
Daddy.
Sorry, that's my little.
Daddy.
He just wants to say. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay.
How are
Yeah.
Hello.
you? I was asking you, when you were producing grime.
Yeah. When I first started, it was grime and Latin music. That's all it was. Grime and Latin music.
So, what is your take on the Latin urban culture in the UK at the moment?
At the moment, I feel like the Latin urban music is growing stronger. I feel like there are people that are making it, trying to make it happen, trying to make something of it in the sense of making it much more accepted and much more trying to make it grow. I guess is the main thing that I could say. I definitely believe that we can really learn from models that how Latin American people, producers, back in the 90s, how they came and started to develop their music and the sound that eventually created Latin music to, be global. It took a long time for us to be where the point that we are now,
Right.
with urban music, but that didn't just happen overnight. I mean, in America, it's completely different. So I feel like what we're trying to do is that we have a plethora of artists here in the UK. We have Europe right in our corner. So it doesn't make sense as to why we don't have many more artists, especially Latin artists, breaking that barrier
Right.
into the UK. And I feel like we've been having a lot of discussions with people about that. And it's all about, networking, being able to come together as a community, having an agenda to get the community in order to break those barriers in the music industry. And it is happening slowly, but I do definitely think we need to come together more, much, much more together, and help each other out a lot more than we have been doing in the past.
Yeah. So then, would you consider yourself as in a Latin urban artist or just a Latin artist? How?
I would say I would categorize myself as just a Latin artist because I don't know if you've heard any of my music, but I can go from like hardcore boom bap to like chilled out jazz stuff,
Right.
to dembow stuff, because I used to do a lot in my younger days, a lot of Latin stuff, to dubstep, to I don't know. It's just like there's such a thing that like I don't stick to one thing. If I just have a feeling with it and I love it and I vibe with it, I'll go to it. So I don't stick to one specific genre. My main focus is hip hop. That's the core of what I do.
Right.
Not hip hop in the sense that, back in the day it's just about gangster rap.
Right.
I've never really been like that. I don't like glorifying that kind of style. I'm just me, really, and then I rap about me, things that I do, things that I know, things that I've been through, being an immigrant, how that's shaped my music, and yeah, that's what.
Yeah. No, that's amazing that you're obviously you do hip hop, but you're able to do a range of styles as well.
Yeah.
I was gonna also ask. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say the genre where you fall into, but you just basically explained. So, what do you think? How can we collaborate more?
Yeah.
The Latin
So I feel like we need to use our strengths as Latin Americans, which is we come from a very, very heavily instrument influenced background. I mean, our history is immense. I think we need to, especially in music, we need to study it. We need to go back and learn about the big people that made it happen. How we've influenced other cultures as well, our musical styles of cultures, because people don't realize how much Latin music is actually the majority of Western styles of music. Now is the best example. Now is the only time that you can go into, for example, into a Punjabi Hot 100 and a lot of their music is influenced by reggaeton and dembow.
Right.
How has that happened? How is it that we got to that point? Back in the day, in the 60s, rock, a lot of rock melodies were taken from Latin producers who were writing these things. And it's immense the amount of history that we have. So I believe that we should create groups. This is what, so I'll tell you a small story. This is one of the things, luckily about 4 years ago, I won a ticket to go to an event called Midem. I don't know if you've heard.
What is it called?
Midem.
Midem. Okay, no.
Well, it's in the south of France, in Cannes. And I, luckily for my university, I won a ticket to go. And basically Midem is where the entire music industry, professional industry, goes to network. So you'll find everything from publishers to lawyers to labels, bands, all coming together into this one for a whole week. And they have seminars about everything. So royalties, publishing, being independent, we'll have seminars for lawyers, music business. And you can go and you can network with all these people. And luckily there, I got to meet a lot of people. One of them was, so Wyclef?
Yeah.
I got to meet Wyclef, and I got to chill for a little bit with Daddy Yankee. So he got to tell me some stuff.
Okay.
And one of the things that I learned through those guys, what they were talking about is they build networks of teams.
Okay.
So you need to build your team, but that doesn't mean create a clique. You guys do you, and then that's it. What you mean by that, for example, what they will do in America, a lot of artists, they'll have, like, for example, they'll create a song, and then they'll give it out to a whole group of DJs and other producers who can tell them, maintain a standard of quality throughout this whole thing. Get plays in clubs, see what the feel is like, and then they'll come back with that information. So there is a lot of backwards and forwards before music is actually released that keep artists at a certain level. Because if you think about it, why is it that these artists in America, apart from obviously that the industry is slightly, why is it that they always come up with this standard level? So it's either you're or you're just the standard of your music. It's because of that, because they create these networks of other writers, other producers. And what you do is you work together to start creating contacts with publishers, actual professional bodies that can help you and benefit you. If you have this high standard, if I'm an artist and I'm an engineer and I have people sending me stuff and I tell him my opinion, and he's doing that same thing with producers and DJs, and these DJs and producers are telling them, hey, I played this with this guy, and he said this, he suggested this, try push these things to the highest levels you can before you start releasing. If we all did that as Latin artists, and we started approaching labels, publishers, whoever it is, the people that are the gatekeepers, then we come out with a much, much different, because, these people are going to be like, hey, I'm receiving a lot of professional sounding music from a lot of Latin people in the UK. We need to do something about this, but it's not really happening. If it is, it's very scarce. And that, I think that's crap, because there's a lot of talent here.
Yeah.
Talent, but everyone is on their own little lane.
Yeah.
In America, people don't work like that. People work together in teams. And it might be the fact that you're just scared to reach out, ask some people. I've been like that. But I think we need to start breaking down those barriers. I think we need to start working with the old school guys, people that have been in this country playing music at bars and, from early, like, when you're talking to Angie, my cousin.
Yeah, exactly.
For example, why are we not connecting with these people? Let's create our own wave. We're Latin Americans. Why? There hasn't been a musical revolution from Latin America since reggaeton.
Yeah, I was going to also ask you, why do you think that is the problem? Because obviously in the US, like you mentioned, they're all working together. But here, do you think that, why do you think that it's not working?
I think that's just got to do a lot with, for example, we don't know about these things. So the only instance that I've seen personally from my generation was when we had a Latin American music conference like a year and a bit ago.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to that one, but I wasn't able to go, but I heard it was good.
I mean, it's perfect, because it was the beginning of these kind of things, that these things in America happen all the time.
Yeah.
There's a lot more funding for education in music. There is a lot more because the business is so big. Even though it's big here, there's a lot of gatekeepers. The industry is very weird. Like I've met a lot of people in the industry that the more you get closer, so basically the industry is a bunch of circles that get tighter the higher up you move.
Right.
And for example, I can bang out a song, make it banging, and now I'm amongst this group of people who are on the same level as me. And you still get that vibe that everyone's just watching to see what you do. And everyone's in their own clique. So I don't understand why the industry is kind of like that. It's really weird the way you see these things. I mean, I feel like we need to not do that. Let's not follow that. And as Latinos come together to the industry. So hey, we're the music industry coming up to you.
Yeah.
And we're getting high quality music, high quality videos. You know, the content is crazy. It's cool. It doesn't matter if it's reggaeton. I love reggaeton. I love it. I always have. But if we're in style, imagine we're adding in the OGs, the people that actually know about Latin music, live instrumentation, having concerts, having things like this conferences more often where we come together as artists. Because it was the first time that I heard Latin people going, oh, so I didn't know that we had funding for, you know, for up and coming urban artists. There's a bunch of things that you can do but
there's
we don't
no information.
Yeah,
there's no information that is being, I guess, one person or, every one of us needs to look for it, I guess. But obviously, if, for example, things like the conference, that would help us more.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people that they gain and a lot of information that for me, you know, I thought things were normal. But luckily, I've been blessed the fact that I've gone to a university and my path has just been different. And, you know, I got to see that, oh shit, these guys don't know.
Yeah.
And everybody knew. But you know what? Now everyone does. Let's get together. Let's create more projects.
Yeah.
And feel like, yeah, everyone is in their own lane, but I don't think it's therefore, you know, if you don't know, you don't know. But slowly, I feel we are coming together. And kind of, there are a very few group of people who want to share spotlight on others, who have, sorry?
What did you say, that they want to share?
There are a small group of people that I know, Latin artists especially, that help shed light on other. But I don't think we help each other as a whole. I don't know why that is. You know.
Yeah, I mean, we have some Marcus, German.
Wait.
People don't share information and links.
Yeah.
Okay, and we need to grow together.
Yeah. This is the thing. I feel like we need to create our own small industry as the Latin Americans. Use the same blueprint that's used. An industry for a reason, you know. It's not just a small business. Industry is much different.
Yeah.
And just kind of just grow, and then boom. Because there's no reason why we shouldn't be. If you think, no reason why there shouldn't be enough Latin artists coming from the UK. Maybe I understand that obviously we do stuff in Spanish, but that barrier has been broken. That barrier doesn't really exist anymore. You've got look at the charts.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that's got Spanish influence in it. Europe is right literally an hour flight from me. Not even that. Spain is just there. Italy. Look at the charts and how their music that they play. A lot of is Latin influence. And we need to start taking advantage of that now. Now.
That's true. I mean, you go to, obviously not now as we are in COVID-19 quarantine, but you go to a club or anything like that, and that's what they're playing. You go to a bar and they're playing Latin music, right?
Yeah.
So definitely what you're saying is we need to come together.
Yeah. Come together, collaborate more, keep up the quality, create groups of people that are sharing your work, street teams. It can be anyone, it can be your family, as long as you create as much exposure. Say, hey, we're making noise over here. So if we will all come together, all the artists that I know,
Mm.
If you were, for example, to do a show and try bringing as many people as possible, you know, do very small things. I'll give you an example. Create a that's night and tell people, everyone that's coming, to go on that Twitter feed, on that hashtag. These things count. Numbers, labels is what they see. You know,
Yeah.
help each other out, and trust me, we will blow up a lot more.
Amazing. Nabsora, where can we hear your music? Where can the chichateros hear your music?
Yeah, so you guys can find me on all streaming platforms. So you can go on Spotify and then Nabsora. You can go to my website, www.nabsora.com. I can send you guys to music@nabsora.com so you guys can email me. I'm also a sound engineer, so if you guys need music mix and mastering engineer. So
Good to know.
yeah, that's where you can go. Just Google me. I'll come up. Nabsora.
Amazing. Well, I didn't even ask you before, like, can you tell us where Nabsora comes from? As in, where did you get that name from?
So Nabsora was I was playing around with numbers and basically Nabsora is a play of moving the words around on my first and my second name. So yeah, so basically the last two letters in the first letter of Brian, the last two N and B, Nab, and then Alejandro, which is my middle name.
Yeah.
Same sequence, 2121. Don't get me, ask me why I was thinking that. I was like thinking binary or some stuff in my head at the time. Fibonacci sequence, I don't know. All I know is that I was like, hey, Nabs. And the S came from my surname, Salcedo, so Nabsora. And then I just felt like, yo, a Nabsora could just be a vibe. And that's where it just
Amazing. Amazing. Well, Nabsora, thank you so much
Thank you for having me.
the interview. We managed to do it.
Thank you for being persistent with me.
No, of course. No issue. But definitely, any music or anything that you're doing, send it over to us, and we'll post it on our chit chat. And anything we can do to help, we are here.
Perfect. Thank you. We got a really cool release coming soon. Myself and then my boy, you can see Marcus Jarman soon. So yeah, we'll be looking forward to that. Send you guys that.
Oh, amazing. We can't wait to hear it.
Perfect.
All right.
Well,
Thank you so much.
See you later. Bye.
What did you think of the interview? It was amazing. He talked a lot about helping each other, being more, not just being by yourself, but if you're in the music industry or basically in the Latin scene, be more helpful. If you have information, send it over as well so that everybody can move up and blow up. That's it. Thank you so much, chichateros. We will see you very soon, tomorrow. Hasta mañana, chichateros.